the scaling should be much better and much quicker.
All right, into game number 2 we go. Game number 1 was a one-sided affair from Nxpevos where there was a messy team fight, as you saw. But in the grand scheme of things, it was one-sided for Nxpevos to take game number 1. In game number 2, TNC drafted this all-in strat on King Kong and Innocent. Let's see how it goes, if they can force game number 3, or will this be the end once again.
One thing, too, I want to point out is Hesu is playing Tenacity Arlot, right? He's playing this so different. I guess if you've been watching, not only today, but even last week, you saw a lot of Unbending Will Arlot. And a lot of people argue that maybe that is the best way to play it. The damage is also very respectable. So now Hesu's job with this kind of tankier version will be to find those setups alongside bend things, and then, of course, just kind of forcing those situations in that real-world manipulation. Like, that is your mindset. That is what you want to do if you're TNC, and especially around objectives. So you should be controlling that. Now, that's going to be the work cut out for NXPE as they deal around that. But they do have the tools themselves, number 1 being obviously Brusco here on the Diggy. And so better yet, TNC will have that advantage if they can somehow find a way to get the Times Journey out before that even breaks out.
Shoutouts to our friends from One Esports Philippines who compared the Arlot from Nats as well as Edward. Edward wants the Unbending Will. Nats favors the Festival of Blood. And even the itemization that they are choosing is different. This time, another variant we are going to see with the Tenacity. Well, this is not the first time that Tenacity was actually used. I believe it was Renzio also utilized it. So in comes the first turtle fight. The dance has started. King Kong getting the aggro first.
Yep, and King Kong swaying the turtle onto the TNC, but so far different kinds of fights are happening, and Innocent is going to be taken down to first blood, but the turtle might just go into the hands of NXPE. Still double down on the win and retreat for both of the squads.
That is not what you want to happen if you're TNC, right? You give first blood to not only the man who got the recent game or the last game MVP, but goes in the hands of this Melissa again, and you lose the objective. So that is very tough here for TNC, and they're going to probably pay for that now early on. And they got to allow Innocent to kind of catch up here too, because he's going to be working against Domeng, who with this kind of early lead, that 1 kill already, it's going to be really hard to lane against.
And it's also the same rotation that we've been seeing from them. Just tried to protect Domeng, but so far King Kong's taking a lot of damage, and because of the reverse time, it's going to be King Kong going down.
My God, a chain stun coming out from Nxpevos. The control was there, and this meant that they will get 2 kills. That will actually amount to 1.3k when it comes to gold advantage. As you saw, 2 XP laners just battling it out. Boyet, a very active Paquito, will not reach Hesu this time.
That is just the disadvantage of having the Tenacity build Arlot, right? You don't have a lot of damage to back up, especially going up against a Lapu Lapu who's very high on sustain. It's something that Hesu needs to worry about, especially when he goes for the engages such as that one. Because right now, as we speak, Hesu taking a lot of damage there, and Ding DR using that Bravest Fighter, but so far is being ganged up on by 2 of the members coming in from NXPE, and he will not stay alive for long. Another conversion by the side of the Neon Tigers.
Man, that was a great job of just juggling, you know, not like turret aggro and just the way they kind of dove their top side against Hesu, because given the way that even Wolf mentioned, Boyet very aggressive on this Paquito jungle. He's very active, actually, the way he's flown around the map, too. So now he's just kind of setting up. Next turtle's going to be up here in a couple seconds. You can see, though, TNC knows their game plan. They should be able to control these objective areas, but even given that, they have a numbers advantage. Let's see if they can actually secure this turtle here.
Same turtle dance is actually being applied here by the side of the Phoenix Army, though Ding taking a lot of damage, using that Bravest Fire to get away. But again, NXPE dividing the fight. Fortunately for the side of TNC, they were able to take down that turtle, but a lot of the energy shields will be going into the hands of NXPE. Another conversion has been taken here, but Innocent taking a lot of damage. The Paramis go down. Same thing, Domeng DR once again. This time, it's Domeng Nation for real.
My goodness. 3-0, just picked up the golden staff, has 4.4k gold at this point, pretty much 1,000 over Innocent here. And this is what I was saying, you know, you got to have the tools you need to handle this Melissa. if you're willing to give it up. And unfortunately for TNC, yeah, they got the turtle that time. But look at what they gave up. And now you have NXPE with a 3K gold lead at this point. Everybody pretty much locking in some of those first and even second items here already on Domeng, having that corrosion scythe, having that golden staff. It's even going to be more devastating when TNC actually decides to fight against him, because so far Domeng's just been hanging out in his lane. He hasn't really been in any of these skirmishes or fights.
Right.
Just like in the previous game when Nxpevos found the opening in the first 5 minutes of the game, they switched up the lanes, parking Domeng up top. This time, gonna be running into TNC's 3 members, but it seems like Domeng just is feeling this. He will not show himself unless the other members of TNC have shown themselves first.
It's a matter of patience here. Patience for the boys in blue. And Domeng on his own. Oh man, they're not. This is awkward.
This is not ideal, right?
This is not ideal for both of the teams. But apparently for TNC, not ideal as well because you're not getting it. But Domeng DR shows himself finally because he knows he has help. Escalera shows himself first. Hesu is next. They're still not aware that Ben Things is right over there, but the damage leaders are already shown. No. It is a failed operation. TNC backs away.
Massive fail.
That's the thing, man. You know, NXPE has multiple ways to check these bushes. So even if they have a sense that someone is there, they can just easily check it. So TNC maybe staying a little bit too long in that bush, prolonging the time that they need. Now it comes down here to this fight where, once again, Escalera holds on to that real-world manipulation. Who's going to grab this third turtle here?
Yep, no Moskov available for them though. Feathered Airstrike and the real-world manipulation is going to be available for both of the squads. There goes their models taking a lot of damage, but King Kong still manages to take the turtle for the side of TNC. 2 turtles now secured. NXPE still leads in the gold.
Gonna have to hand it to TNC. Because King Kong still stealing 2 turtles back-to-back. However, they will still lose a lot of their influence around the map. In fact, they will lose 2 turrets. And bottom lane, you see the burst down. Ding already being activated. This means that Nxpevos will take 3.1k. What else can TNC do? It is clear that Nxpevos are leading when it comes to the gold, when it comes to the map advantage, and when it comes to like the spells, the way that they're throwing. So how can TNC come back from this?
TNC, the way they got to come back is protect Innocent, man. He's died 3 times at this point, but the pressure, like I said, NXPE knows how to play around this pressure. They won't let up. They'll continue to find marks. Another couple big items being picked up here by the team. Domeng now having 3 items. You know, he's got the corrosive staff. He's got the corrosive scythe. He's got the golden staff, and then he just picked up the DHS. So this is at the point where we see him just kind of pop off, right? And across from him, Innocent, it really isn't in any kind of situation where he can actually go toe-to-toe with him in the damage department. So now you're relying on Escalera, really, to just kind of set things up. But they're making a play here, bottom.
They're going to be doing exactly just that as Ding DR uses the flicker to get away. There goes Circle Altar as well to at least zone them all out. Ding DR is going to be surrounded here. He might be the one to be taken out by the rest of the members of TNC, and they will do just that. And also add that turret as part of their prey. But at the same time, another cross-map play is going to be given to us by NXPE with Hesu left to defend. So there's a move being made here by TNC, but NXPE still extends their lead.
Oh, this is going to be looking really bad for TNC. Nxpevos have already established their spot around this Lord area. You can see the Diggy bombs already setting up space. Ben thinks will have to absorb some of that, and fortunately, he is a hero that can actually do that. For the rest of the squad, it's just due diligence. It's just waiting for their timing.
Best thing they can do here is actually secure this Lord somehow. But so they get the Feathered Airstrike. Hesu's quite low too. And right now, it's probably just going to come down to at least a little bit of a reset. They know they have to get healed back up here and get some of these ultimates back online. Also, Innocent just trying to find anything he can bottom side, any XP, any gold. He's trying to work from that deficit because Innocent is still that trump card here for TNC, especially if they can make it to the late game. That's the biggest thing. They have to get to the late game, right? So if they just extend these out, that's best case scenario.
Yeah. Look at how aggressive NXPE is actually playing right now. They have the information that the Moskov is actually missing, so Boyet DR goes for the kill. Feathered Airstrike's going to be committed right here. There goes the Spear coming in from Innocent, knockoff from the Lord, and no casualty is actually going to happen for both of the teams as Innocent is still trying to rack up the gold from the bottom side. The two other members from NXPE are on their way to it right now, but King Kong still dancing with the Lord.
Interesting that Nxpevos kind of let go of this advantage that they do have. TNC will have 5 members eventually onto this Lord Dance.
Oh, Bentings.
Going for the conceal though, Brusco DR using that flicker to pick it away, but Doming DR catch with the final slash, but Brusco still manages to stay alive. Fatamis catches the Tiki. Bentings taking a lot of damage. Boyet DR still dancing, prancing away from the rest of the members of TNC, but the Lord, who will be the one to get it, is actually King Kong, still making it happen for him as Escalera tries to stay away and he escapes and does just that, but Boyet DR goes for plan B. We may not get the Lord, but we'll get every objective they have.
Wow. It's just like in game number 2, Doming was just phenomenal in his positioning, the way that he manages himself popping the go away. Fortunately for TNC though, they still get the Lord after the fact. They did have more heroes against Nxpevos in that area, but Nxpevos found the opening. One after the other, TNC fell. I thought for sure that eventually King Kong will be taken out before the Lord fight or the Red Tree battle happened, but managed to gather himself. And now Nxpevos are only leading by 4K. Still a massive lead though.
Oh no, Ben Things got out here. Is he gonna pop off the Cult Altar? It's actually not available just yet. Ben Things is gonna go down. Brusco pulls King Kong. Ding joins the party and everybody else is going ham on the bot side. Ding DR uses that Bravest Fighter, catches out to no one. And King Kong is now wreaking havoc for them. Doming finally goes down. Innocent is wreaking havoc and unleashing the spears on every single member. And a triple kill. Who's Innocent now?
From that win, right?
Oh,
wait a minute.
Okay.
So Goyong, coming back here, Goyong actually took out a couple members. I think it was 2.
Yeah,
it
he took out a couple of members.
Okay. So we were sure that TNC won that fight already. They still lost Innocent for some reason because, you know, Goyong was on point, but that is still a victory for TNC as far as the game is concerned. What could we take away from TNC's victory that they should be applying in the rest of the match?
You just probably try and bait out the rest of the enemy skills.
Okay,
that's
that's
what I've seen from a while ago, because you know you necessarily have the information available to you, and also for NXPE to just commit those overextensions once again. They knew that the Fatamis wasn't available on their side, especially looking at the items right now.
Yeah, I mean, even looking at the items there, you saw. Okay, so that's what we saw. There was a Malefic Aurora being picked up by Innocent. This was massive for Innocent. Again, he was 0-3. He was doing his best farming, but he was having definitely a hard time. So he's got the Malefic Aurora. He picked up 3 kills from that previous fight, and so now he's a threat, right? Now he's a big kind of contender, and you can even see the total damage that Innocent's been able to do. He's just there, you know, with Doming. So at this point, Innocent is that trump card. He's available to them at 13.5 minutes in, and they can play around this. Because as I was saying before, even with their team composition, their lineup, they should be commanding these objectives, right? They should have control of these Turtle and Lord pits as the game goes on. And so now that you can force NXPE into this kind of death box situation, and you have Innocent, as long as he is safe, as long as he is able to move around, maneuver around the way he needs to, then the damage is going to be there, right? And on top of that, Ben Things, the Cult Altar, really helps with that. So they got to whittle down NXPE, possibly get these ultimates out the way they're doing. But look at Innocent. He's not even here.
Yep. There's your first task, is to eliminate the Feathered Airstrike, and they did just that.
He's just
Bruce go DR, though.
I thought he was going to go push.
Right, that was also the same scenario, but knowing that was the main idea, the Lapu Lapu went down, so Ding is going to be answering to that split push tactic brought about by TNC. The dance is still on and happening as the rest of the members are still trying to figure out who to attack. There goes your ticking time bombs being planted here by Brusco, who's going to be the one, the sponge to take it all in, as King Kong is standing in the middle of the Lord
Wow.
and NXPE. The zone is
concealed
there. Concealed play is making it happen. Benthing's not able to catch anyone. So now NXPE, knowing that the conceal is no longer available, this might be the kill that they are waiting for. Brusco there's going to be committed, but the Moskov goes down. Innocent is out. And the rest of the members of NXPE are now going in for the kill. King Kong is the only one left in the middle, and Benthings goes down as well. Escalera too late to arrive, and NXPE extending their lead this time.
What a wonderful set of events here for Nxpevos. Here's what I observed. They utilized Brusco and by finding Innocent. We know that Innocent doesn't have like a flicker or a purify, so that the reverse time is going to be great, which means that it has great combination with the Farsa ultimate at the right at the edge of Feathered Airstrike. That's what I saw. Is that what you also saw, Naisu?
That is 100 IQ what I saw.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of what you saw, this is something we will see, because now NXPE is starting to become a little rushed as they want to finish this game once and for all. The Lord is successful in taking the inhibitors down, and they will wait for the right time. All of the members of TNC are alive, and if we're talking about wave clear, they have it. Innocent, though, cut to half health. So now it's go time for the side of NXPE. Boy at DR versus Hestu. It's Arlott versus the Bakito. Retribution has been used here for the side of Hestu, and they will actually manage to defend, but how long will they do just that? Boy, it has been pulled, taking a lot of spears, and they will be able to stay in the game. NXPE from 1.2k in terms of gold, now 7,000.
7,000 gold ahead here now for NXPE. They pretty much at this point made up for, well, actually, even with Goyang, the way that he ended that kind of blunder before he took that little break, they made up for it, right? Now they could actually just try to march into the base here, and it looks like that's what they want to do.
Yup, unleashing that circle, the Squid Game tactic now. As King Kong's taking a lot of damage here, there goes Benthings using that cult auto to be able to get away, and it's Time's Journey as well for them to retreat. So Ding taking a lot of damage, though, also committing that flicker. So that is something that TNC will take in the long run.
Well, still some resources forced out by TNC, but they managed to defend only their bottom lane turret. In the middle and to the top lane, they have to be careful about that. Nxpevos does have the economical advantage that we are now heading into the territory we're in. The economic lead might not matter as much. Maybe around 23 minutes it wouldn't matter. As it stands, though, the important, the inhibitor turrets, there's a lot of importance into taking that away so that the map control will belong to Nxpevos. We still have 28 seconds remaining before the last Lord, or potentially the last Lord. What should be the way for TNC to at least get that, or is that going to be their goal anyways?
100% should be their goal, right? I've been kind of saying this from the beginning. They should be able to contest these objectives with the lineup that they have. And like you mentioned, Wolf, at this point in the game, itemization-wise, they're mostly where they need to be. You can also notice that majority of the members all have Athena shields, right? Aside from Innocent. The problem is if Innocent goes down. Look at bottom, too. It looked like, see, Benthings and Innocent are bottom. They already got the Cult Altar out. And now this is going to most likely go in the hands of NXPE here.
Yep, honestly going to be very difficult for the side of TNC now that NXPE is surrounding the Lord Pit. King Kong taking a lot of damage. Escalera forces to use that real world manipulation, but King Kong still gets it! And now he is being surrounded and he dies in the Lord Pit, and the rest of the members of TNC will now bow out and go away as they've managed to secure the Lord. But NXPE out looking for blood, using that Feathered Airstrike to be able to at least pressure them out. As TNC, they're still getting the objectives in this later portions of the game.
Ooh, that was a sheeshable moment.
Oh my
King
goodness.
Kong, how many objectives has he stolen right now? And that's very important for TNC. They will live to see another day. Is this what we want to see from TNC, Naisu?
Yeah, this is what they need, right? Regardless of kind of how the game has progressed up to this point, 19 minutes in, you got to say, King Kong's been doing a great job. I feel like he's really been having a battle in terms of the jungle alone, but he is what is keeping TNC into this game. Now, Escalera, like I said, he should be a force to be reckoned with, right? He hasn't died at all. He's been actually doing a pretty good job at just kind of putting up that death box, and sometimes it works out to just be a defensive play. Sometimes it's an offensive play. But what I'm wanting to see here from TNC is, yeah, across the board, you have mostly every item you need, except maybe an item or two for some of the members, some of the roles here. But pretty much Innocent and Escalera should be able to help you win some of these team fights. The biggest problem, though, is just getting past what NXPE has, right? You have the damage, you can whittle people down, but so far, Brusco's been doing an amazing job at timing those times journeys and disengaging for NXPE. Now, TNC, surprisingly, like I said, has been able to survive at this point of the game. They should be able to even things out, right? As we even see members picking up their last couple items here. There's also an immortality for Ben things. So this is where, yes, those 2 inhibitor turrets being down is going to come into play, because now you've got to park someone there, especially when this next Lord comes up, and hope that you don't get pushed in, and hope that you win that team fight for the Lord. But, I mean, even Brusco's damage from these, pretty much the bombs bunnies are going to hurt the other members that aren't, King Kong, aren't tanky, because he's also got the Divine Glaive.
We'll now come to the point where critical mass will be reached by all of the members of both teams, despite Nxpevos leading by a lot during the early stages of the game. Thanks to King Kong. He's the savior of TNC so far. And now with 33 seconds left before the Lord fight, Nxpevos are looking to up the tempo. Maybe they get a pick-off before the Lord dance happens. We'll see as they are now setting up. Look at Brusco and Boyet. Might find Jesus in this case. Do they have the damage for this or the initiation?
Oh no.
They find King Kong though.
They find King Kong and pulled him through. King Kong!
Wow!
The savior of TNC is just making every right move so far.
Wow!
The
that
moves.
was amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, the moves indeed. And this means that it will be a 50-50. Although Nxpevos does have the advantage of the lanes up top and in the middle. It seems like TNC will be answering that first. Nxpevos will not keep the aggro of the Lord, as King Kong is actually taking it away from them constantly.
They're just trying to pressure it away. Brusco also busy planting those bombs bunnies onto King Kong, and King Kong catches it all with pleasure though. The dance is still happening. Pretty glad it's March Madness right now because the dance is also happening over there. And Brusco DR is going to be taken out here, and he might use that time's journey to be able to get away. There goes your real manipulation, but no! Escalera goes down and Brusco stays alive. What a better way for TNT to land the team fight, but it seems like Innocent is actually busy. Who gets the Lord? It seems like King Kong is going to be letting things go because Doming catches him out.
Or is it?
It is. Ben Things is going to be going away. Innocent is out here. Boyet catches him using the bob and weave to get closer. And he probably wants to get closer a little more. This time, NXP secures the Lord.
Okay, crucial pickup there. And also a great call from NXP to send Ding back. Because I'm sure you guys had your eyes. You were watching Ben Things and Innocent crawl their way up that top lane. So if they didn't actually send Ding back, that probably would have been an ended game from that push, right? Especially with a Mozkov who can just demolish these turrets. Now they've got to defend here to stay in this game.
Innocent, the spear of TNC. Doming taking a lot of damage from the backside. King Kong also doing that as well. Appraiser's Drast is going to be crucial in this matchup as Innocent is just throwing darts at that Lord while also getting the damage on NXPE to the process. So TNC, because of Innocent having that full arsenal of his, is going to be staying alive in this competition.
Oh my goodness. And Nxpevos just cannot penetrate through that. TNC managed the lanes well. Defended well as well.
Oh, Brusco DR going to be using that time's journey. It seems like go time is now for NXPE. They're going to be locking it in. But no, Doming is down. They're trying their best to lock it in. Ding goes forward for it, but the 5-man TNC. Innocent with a double kill, and the Phoenix army is still burning it on fire right now.
Costly mistake for Nxpevos. You're feeling it. This could be the turnaround. 45 seconds without Doming as well as Ding. They do have Goyong though. Massive wave clear. This could be their shot. TNC are not letting go. 5 versus 2. Will have the advantage for now.
Moment that they are waiting for. Next up is minions. King Kong versus the turret. King Kong versus Boyet. King Kong versus the punch that is brought about by the Paquito. There is not a lot of skills anymore. Goyo wants to go for it. Hesu locks it in. Boyet's still alive. The minions are not on their side as nothing else is trying to go for it. They're going to go all the way. They're locking it in. And the Phoenix army equalizes.